Hey there, welcome back into the Bulldog Blitz. I now have the pleasure to be joined by the Director of Membership for the Dog Pound, Matt Werner. Matt, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So let's talk about the Dog Pound. People see them all around campus, especially at the sporting events. Men's basketball is the big one. But for those who may not be familiar, because this goes out to a bunch of viewers, what exactly is the Dog Pound?
Dog Pound is basically just a student organization on Butler that supports all Butler athletics. Like you said, basketball is the big one. That's where everybody sees us on TV and whatever. But we really want to try to reach out to all sports. You know, we support the football team, baseball team, soccer teams. You know, we really want to get students to as many of those events as we can, get that home field advantage that Butler needs to be known for.
Dog Pound's been a presence on campus for many years. What kind of stuff? I know you guys are always trying to be innovative and think of new creative ways to get more people, more students involved at different athletic events. What kind of stuff are you looking at this year that may be new and fresh?
This year, one of the things we did was we actually did a kind of a price scale for different years of membership. Your first year, if it's your first year in Dog Pound, it's $20. Second year, it's $15. Third year and above, it's $10, just to get those returning members coming back, because they're the ones that have, you know, the pride, the spirit that can really lead the younger members of Dog Pound. Another thing we have going is the point system, which we actually had last year as well. Basically what that is, every time you come in through the gates, you get a certain amount of points. At our end of the year party, we raffle off items like 50-inch plasma TVs, gift cards, GPS systems, stuff like that. And however many points you have, I think last year was one raffle chance for each 10 points. So just stuff like that to really get people to come to the events and be supportive of the Bulldogs.
It's got to make it exciting when you're involved in the Dog Pound when the teams are actually doing pretty well. The football team is a prime example, 3-0 off to a hot start. We weren't sure coming into the season how the team was going to be, especially when we lost Matt Coley, who had such a great season last year. But Andrew Huck's really stepped up big for this team.
Yeah, Andrew Huck has just been absolutely phenomenal this year. I think he came into this past game second in the FCS in scoring offense. You know, senior wide receiver Dan Borer actually tied the Butler record for receiving touchdowns. And, you know, it's just been unbelievable. They're scoring 40-plus points a game. Defense has been phenomenal. It's been great to have all the students there, trying to get them more involved into the games and everything like that.
Yeah, we know it's preseason. It's early, but 3-0 is not a bad start, especially a couple years ago where this team was not winning very many games. Men's soccer, they were coming off a good season last year, too. They've had a road trip out in South Carolina. Now they're back here. Just took their first loss, but they're looking good this year, too.
Yeah, you know, their first loss was against Ohio State, which is Ohio State. It's an elite program.
Yeah.
You know, people got to remember that. But, yeah, they beat South Carolina, which was ranked 25th at the time, in South Carolina, which is a huge win. Like you said, they came off a great season last year. They beat a highly ranked UIC team last year. And, you know, they're looking to keep that going into the Horizon League, which starts up this coming week, I believe.
Yeah, Friday they take on Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Women's volleyball, we haven't really seen much of them around here. They've been on the road for so many games, but I know head coach Sharon Clark has the team on the right direction.
Yeah, you know, they haven't had a home game yet. Closest one they had was they played a match at IUPUI. We actually had a bus trip go down there, had a whole bus full of students, made a very good environment. Unfortunately, they lost the match, but it was a really close match, and IUPUI came from behind to win that. But, you know, now they're starting to play at Hinkle. We're trying to get more people to come into those kinds of matches and really get that home court advantage.
Over the summer at a college campus, you never know what the athletic scene is going to entail. But for the men's basketball team, they were in Italy. They were making national headlines, going overseas in New Zealand, a couple players. Never too early to start talking men's hoops here at Butler. What's the take on the upcoming season?
It should be definitely an exciting season. One thing that happened over the summer, Gordon Hayward and Shelvin Mack both played for the USA national team, and both did very well for that. And they, like you said, they played around in Italy and definitely had a good road trip there. I think it was a great experience for all the players. They really got to bond together and really develop that team chemistry. This upcoming year, you know, they got a trip out to Anaheim where they play in a tournament with UCLA and Minnesota. I mean, who doesn't want to see the Dogs take on a Big Ten team, possibly a Pac-10 team? They also play a tournament out in Madison Square Garden where they play Georgetown. So, I mean, this year you got the opportunity to see the Dogs play against a Big East team, Pac-10 team, Big Ten team. Should be really exciting basketball. One thing that the fans do need to remember is if we lose a game, it's not the end of the year. I mean, we're playing a lot of big teams. We got home games against Ohio State and Xavier back-to-back, which should be a lot of fun.
And who doesn't want to go to Southern California in November when here in Indy it'll probably be snowing and 40 degrees? Yeah,
exactly.
And for those of you fans who may say, hey, I recognize Matt Warner. He's the guy who you may see on the broadcast with the blue hair, always doing the dance in some crazy attire. So I had to throw that out there.
Yep.
Make sure you look out for Matt at the next men's basketball game. Well, thank you for joining us today, Matt. We appreciate hearing from you and look forward to seeing you at all the other sporting events this year.
Thanks for having me.
Come on back on the Bulldog Blitz. Lots more to talk about cross country and what you might see here at Hinkle Fieldhouse this weekend. Seasons come and go, but the reputation of Butler's cross country team as one of the most successful programs within the Butler Athletic Department lives on. Senior Rob Mullet took top honors and freshman Katie Clark finished in the top 5 at the Indiana Intercollegiate Meet in Terre Haute this past weekend. The men's team took 4th place and the women finished in 3rd. But there's more good news for Mullet. The course that hosted the Invitational is the same one that will host the NCAA Division I Championship in November. Bulldog fans, this is a big weekend on campus if you're hoping to watch some Butler sports action. Starting things off on Friday at 2:30 is the women's soccer team who takes on Illinois State. Following that game, the men's soccer team goes up against league rival Milwaukee. The women's volleyball team caps off the night with their first home game this season. They will take on the Vikings of Cleveland State at 7 p.m. Then on Saturday, the women's volleyball team is at it again with a 4 o'clock game at Hinkle against Wright State. Sunday afternoon, both the men's and women's soccer programs host Green Bay in the Butler Bowl. That'll just about do it for the season premiere of the Bulldog Blitz. Make sure to catch us next week on Comcast On Demand, or you can find us online at youtube.com/Bulldog Blitz Sports. Until then, I'm Mark Minner. We'll see you right back here on the Bulldog Blitz.